Yo, it's your boy Kenji, man, and I'm back with another video, man. Let's get into it. I don't know how long this is going to be, but I have something that's on my heart. You know, some people have agreed with me on this. I haven't seen really nobody disagree about this. If you disagree, go ahead and let it be known in the comments section that there's a little bit of lackluster in these flashbacks with Kanki and who he is. And like I said, there's two things you really want to know about Kanki. It's why he has this brutal side to him. You want to know what sparked it. You want to know. I want to know. You feel me? And the second thing is how he got all those bandit, keyword of the day, bandit armies, clans, all under his liege and became three. Matter of fact, let's add another one just to make it odd. Three things that you want to know about Kanki and how he joined the Mogul army and became a Quinn general. That's three things we want to know. All this, I started the Saki clan when tried. It just feel like they're trying to make him into a good guy. Like they want you to feel like, they always do this. This is how I always knew Kanki would never lose, because they used to make him look bad. You know what I'm saying? But this was, I guess, Horror's attempt to make him look good. So I know he's about to lose. That's when you know, oh, a good guy losing. Oh, where did that happen? That happens in every story. Every good guy loses, and then until he comes at the very end and wins. That's how you write a good story, goddammit. But here's my point. Those are the three reasons, right? You want to know what started it, what sparked it. You want to know how he did it and how he got it, right? And then the third one is how did he join the Queen Army? How? How, Sway? How? And I came to give you all of that using just historical facts that's been written down, maps, geography, right? We're gonna look at some maps, and we can just really be in the writing room where Horror is. He's looking at the same information as me. God damn it, I got Google. I can go figure out this shit, right? Horror's up in there looking at the same shit I'm looking at, and he's coming up with a story. Now let's come up with a story with you, Horror. I'm not trying to say you ain't special. You put in the work. You put in the effort. But I'm saying, give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Just give it to me, baby. God damn, stop playing. So, I'm going to give it to you guys, alright? Since Horror is playing. He never going to show you it. He's like he don't even listen to us sometimes. And I get it. Drawing all day. I'm cramps in the hand. But come on, man. Go look at what your fans are talking about. Find us, Horror. Are you watching us? Please. That's how you get better. Through criticism. You got to be able to watch. You can't be ignoring us. But here you go. Here's my attempt to give you a better flashback than Horror did. And until Horror start looking at these criticisms, I'm going to keep critiquing you, Horror. Because I put a lot of time into this, man. And I feel like you didn't show my nigga Kanki no love by making him look good. I want to know why he evil. Make him evil and give me the reason. But look, I can guess it. Well, I'm not going to be able to give you that first one. I cannot predict that. I cannot predict what sparked it. But I can give you the other two. And those other two is how he took over those bandit armies and how he joined the Quinn. So let's get into it, man. Alright, man, I'm going to show you a map. Now this map is going to be a little bit, well, not a little bit. This is probably around 500 BC. Now, in the story, we're around like, what, 260 BC, around that area, right? Around that area. So I have to go back hundreds of years so you can see what Quinn looked like before it started expanding. Because when we get into the show, remember, there were already 6 great generals, and you need to know what they conquered, all right? And then Nissa will let you know where Kanki is from, and you're gonna be like, oh, it makes so much sense. And then you're gonna be like, why Hard didn't do that? And I'm like, he ain't gonna never do it now because he watching me. He'll be like, I'm never gonna do what you're gonna do, just out of spite. But I know it's just too real. It's too real. But if he real, he'll just do this, and then that'll let me know he's watching. For real, for real. So please do this, Hard, if you're watching. So be patient with this video. It's going to be long, and we're going to break it down, people. My Real Kingdom fans are going to stay. If you really want to know about this whole Kanki thing, because a lot of people be asking me about Kanki, and if you really want to know, then 30 minutes out of your day is not going to matter. So please watch the video from the beginning to the end, because it does help the channel. Okay, I need to start saying that, man, because people be watching 5 minutes and bouncing. I'd be like, bruh, you gotta watch the whole video. But look, I got the map up right now, and as we can see, multiple states. You like, where the heck? Where's Way? It's like, it's not nowhere where it's supposed to be. Kui way up there, Yan. Where's Zhao? They small as hell, I see, right? And Chu, Wu, and Kai, Chen, Zhang, Jen. I know all those countries I'm naming about to get annihilated in the next 100 years. All right, so don't worry about that. So what we're gonna be worried about is over here to the left, to the bottom, right? The Sichuan Basin. Why am I saying that with an accent? The Sichuan Basin, right? And you see the Yangtze River goes through there. And right now, you see, Quinn doesn't have that area. And then you gotta ask yourself, then who the fuck was there? And why they not showing it? Huh? But I did some research, and there was a people called they had their own kingdoms. I don't know why I didn't show it on the map. The Shu and the Ba, which is they're gonna be their own little city states inside Quinn. You know, just they got conquered basically. And the person who most likely did this was my boy Hakuki. All right, Hakuki is that guy that they always compare to Ozen. But let me tell you something. Hakuki, this dude's a monster. When I do my video on this, because I don't want to make it too long. When I talk about this character and what he really did in real life, bro, Kanki can't even compare it to the shit this dude do. He done did a little bit of everything. He done drowned hundreds of thousands of people, beheaded hundreds of thousands of people, murked off hundreds and thousands of people. Just in all type of ways. You be like, God damn, this is the Annihilator. God damn. But that's besides the point. Now, when Baki, like I said, most likely Baki and some of the other great generals that we at that time had something to do with taking the Sichuan Basin and all those independent states that were probably out there and probably had different tribes that didn't even know nothing about China, right? We know from reading Kingdom that there are states that are so small that other states don't even know they exist out in the forest somewhere, right? So that can be a case. So as they got conquered, we can assume that there were generals that were left to settle the area, make sure it's, we maintain it. There's always generals like that wherever you go, right? The ones that always conquer it keep going to conquer more, and there's another general that's left. This is fact. I don't want nobody to be like, nah, that's not possible, because I don't want nobody to assume that I'm just making a big leap of faith here with this with what I'm about to say, right? So at that time, let's go into the Kingdom Manga. Who was in the shadows of the six great generals? Mogo. They talked about it all the time during the Sanyo campaign. Even on his death, they talked about this shit. And also that old dude that fought on the wall with Kanki. He probably was there too. So he was probably most likely sent out to make sure they kept the Sichuan basin under control, while Baki, Chinese, Hakuki, that's Japanese. Hakuki goes and takes the city, the capital city of Chu Ying. Now I always talked about how in many videos how the city of Ying that's in Chu got conquered, but I never said his name. It's your boy Hakuki who went into Chu and fucked some shit up. I'm talking about he tore ass up, right? And then this motherfucker, I'm that dude is man. I ain't gonna keep. I don't want to talk about no more. I don't want to talk about no more else what he did because it's not. You're not gonna. I'm focusing on my points. Mogu. Now Mogo, think about it. He's left to make sure that area is under control. You know, there's gonna be a lot of people trying to rebel. Got to kill a whole bunch of people, lock people up, and then you're gonna start having people. You know, shit gets out of control. Then you start having bandits, because bandits love to come out and try to rob motherfuckers during a time of defenses down. People then got killed. A lot of men are not there. Nothing but women and children. It's time to start robbing people, right? This is where I think these bandit armies started to form, right? And now with these whole new Quinn Kingdom ruling froze. This new Quinn Kingdom ruling the Sichuan Basin. This is when you start to have new governors. Remember, Kanki flashback. You had those governors patrolling with their soldiers out in the mist. Nobody can fuck with them. Not even the bandits. Better bring your men, right? So there would be a little bit of hate. These governors probably would have to really put down some pressure on this whole area to make sure they do not get out of line. Thinking like a true king, right? And so this is where you have nothing but kids. Kids during this whole little struggle that's going on from being conquered and having new governors and new people trying to hold power. You would have a lot of just stray kids out there. A lot of kids out there don't have parents, nobody picking them up. And a lot of these governors, you can't just be having the kids out there, joining the bandits. You're just gonna make them bigger. Have those kids out there in the forest, growing, and coming back and conquering. So I assume this governor, that's what they would do. They would have these kids be brought up under the governor. They'd be like, become like the maids and the people that took care of them. Basically slaves. But this governor was like, fuck that, I'm about to torture these kids. And so I'm thinking this is where he came from, but from a different place. Not from this, because that's what they said, right? He came from another place. So this is happening in multiple areas. Which shows you that what I'm saying is true. That area had just recently got conquered by the Queen, and this whole little thing was created. Now, why can't he I can probably try to guess this. Why can't he probably didn't like this, and why he's like hating on the middle class? He directly said that he doesn't like the middle class, and the middle class probably allowed the Queen to just conquer him. They probably just gave up and said, fuck it. Let them do whatever. You know what I'm saying? And those people that didn't fight for those kids and all this other stuff, and he probably has a hate for that. He probably had a parent, probably had parents, and they probably got killed off by the Queen Quinn soldiers, the Quinn power force that conquered their lands, right? And then, see, it's deeper than this. I'm not even telling you, Kanki probably not even from Quinn. His people probably got conquered by Quinn. And because his people didn't fight and just allowed this Quinn invaders to come in, he had to join the lowest of the low and get them to fight for them. And he probably, this is how I'm saying, this is when I just answered, did I answer? I basically answered number 3. It's how he got with Mogo. Now Mogo, because I am a little high. You know, I've been smoking on my blunt. But Mogo probably was the one, like I said, stationed there to make sure shit is in control. And Mogo probably was, given the task to wipe out these bandit armies that are forming against the Quinn. That might become a rebellion army eventually, and we'll lose power there. And then they'll take over and build their own kingdom, right? This is probably what Kanki was trying to do. But I think Mogo probably talked him out of it. Because really, Kanki isn't mad at the people that came and conquered. He's mad at the people who didn't fight back. Because the lowest of the low, the bandits were fighting back. They were robbing and stealing. But the middle class, they were just letting it happen. That's how they got their power, right? So that's how he sees it. And this is probably what made him join Mogo. And he realized that Mogo and them probably see the same way. It's crazy, right? Just thinking in that from Shin's point of view, he saw him as a monster. What, right? But this guy, Kanki, like I said, it's so similar to you, Shin. It's just he on a whole I don't give a fuck no more. And he did it at a very young age. He said, I don't give a fuck no more. Probably at 13. And left the Saki clan because he realized they wasn't ready for him. And then there was a bunch of kids. And he probably grew up, got bigger. And then let's get into it. This is going to be the second one. Like I said, I did the third one. Here's my second point. And I kind of did the first one. I'm not saying that's what happened. That his parents were probably from that previous kingdoms. Like I said from the beginning, the Shah, the Shu, and the Ba. But that's just me attempting. But that third one, with how he met with Mogo, that's facts. Facts. I'm using history, geography. Come on, man. I even used the manga. So that's how I believe horror. You can take it, bro. You can have it. It's for you. Now let's get with the second one. How he conquered all those bandit armies. Ain't that the one you really want to know about? So you can pretty much see what happens. Just like with the Saki clan. How he conquered. Because Kanki really ain't no sadistic type guy. He's not just killing at random. It looks like he's killing at random. But he's doing something. That's why he always wins. Because he make people think that, it's just a bandit army. He's just killing. He's just using those little silly tactics. And then at the end, that same dude that was saying that is getting killed by Kanki at his own base. So, it's just, you can't judge a book by its cover with this guy. Now, remember when Naki was trying to, when he's talking about trying to figure out who Kanki was, and he was going to people, and he went to the oldest of he figured out that Saki clan was the ones that were there with him the longest, and they know about his past, even though they really don't. They don't know. They just know he went through something similar as them as kids, because at that time there was war, and kids get the worst of it during war. And Naki gave everybody a clue that Brighto, we're gonna talk about his inner circle. Brighto, Kokuo, Rengyoko, and Moran. The four people in his inner circle, his most loyal soldiers. We're going to talk about them now. Each one of them, remember, I wanted to really differentiate Bandit at the beginning. Now, Bandits are not mountain people. I know you see the tattoos on them, but the bandits, let me tell you this. The people on the steeps, the mountain people. I know this whole mountain thing. Don't get caught up in the mountain people thing, right? Everybody lives on mountains, all right? God damn it. If you live in the area where they got mountains, you ain't Ziagnu. Those mountain people are Ziagnu. Ziagnu. They don't speak the language of the plain folk, but Kanki and them do speak the language of the plain folk, which lets you know they're not from a mountain tribe or nothing like that. So anybody who's talking about, maybe they're from a mountain tribe, don't even speak the language. Kill that. Boom. They're from China. Now, there were probably different dialects and different words that have been used, but everybody was influenced by this, all right? So don't get too caught up in the historical. Bring it back into the manga. They're speaking the same language as everybody else. They ain't speaking, and some of those tribes, yeah, they probably had their own language because probably got conquered by the Queen. So, but still, not mountain people. They probably lived isolated in the same way, but they definitely not are the Ziagnu. And Yatonwa has no claim over them. That's a good one. I just came up with that one. Because if they were mountain people, then that means Yatonwa would have claim over them. So they are different people all together. Thank you, Yatonwa. You just sealed that just sealed it closed for me, man. But let's keep going. Now, Righto. Even though they wasn't there as long as the others, how long it froze, I was looking down. I was looking down. But look, Righto knows Zeno. They should be. So I'm thinking Righto and Zeno were rival clansmen at first. They probably worked together. You know how it goes. One day you're enemies and the next day you're friends, right? And I'm assuming he knows Zeno longer than Kanki. I'm thinking Kanki might be younger than these guys. I don't know. Maybe Zeno and Righto are a little bit older, but I don't think Zeno. Could he be it? Probably. I don't know. But that's besides the point. Now Kokuo, let's get with her. She we know she has some fanatical loyalty to Kanki. Probably never got to really have sex with him, and that's a good thing, Kanki, because you can't be having people in the circle you have sex with, right? Even Shin knows that, and he's a goddamn idiot. It's a joke, people. He's not an idiot, but he is. He's a little slow. But so I'm thinking Kokuo had to look down and think about what I'm trying to do. Fucking computer freezing, bro. It's some bullshit. But when the sun getting all in my eyes, and I'm missing my whole point, Kokuo. Now Kokuo, like I said, she's fanatic about this guy. And I'm assuming that she probably wasn't there as long as Raido. Now Rengyokyo, you could tell this dude younger, right? Way younger. Probably um, just recently joined the inner circle because he was not in the inner circle at first. He probably didn't have his own clan, so he probably was given his clan. And this whole clan thing, I don't think this has to do with any relation. I think this is just the same thing. Now, some of these people maybe, have families and they're building through their bandit clans through that way, but I'm assuming that it's going to be very male dominated, and a lot of those guys probably ain't taking care of their kids, straight up and down. And that makes me think like, damn, why this army so fucking big? And I think it's because this war it was caused created a lot of bandits, and I'm thinking that some of these bandits may be ex-military from the previous kingdoms that were conquered, and that a lot of these families might be of higher caste. You know what I'm saying? Of high caste, and maybe came only now they look like this because of them having to survive in the forest and in the wild. Because the way they're unified like this, it's like maybe these guys were enemies. Probably like Raido was with this state or Zeno was with that other state, and they became friends only because of Kanki. Right? This is where I'm going with this. These guys, like I said, I think these guys probably were already in a system, whether they were in the same state or another group. But when Quinn came in and took over shit, they ended up in this state. That's why that's why I said pay attention to the word bandit, right? I know people, I said bandit, I emphasize it because now I'm about to wrap it up with a nice little bow. Bandit, what are you before you're a bandit? This is why I said do not confuse them with the Xiagnu and the mountain people, because the Xiagnu, that's a permanent thing. That's a permanent name where it's like you born Xiagnu, but you're not born a bandit. You don't come out the womb and be like, I'm about to rob me a motherfucker. And like I said, yes, some of these bandits may be having kids and they might have families, but not. I don't see it. I don't. And if they are having families, you wouldn't think a bandit army would be having families. That means they have this type of sense of, what can I say? These type of values. Then that means that this was passed down from another structure that was probably there before Quinn conquered it. And now, thanks to Kanki, all gathering them back up. Now they can join Quinn with they join Quinn on an even like scale. Yeah, we're gonna work for you, but goddamn it, you gonna give us something. You gonna give us our land back. Give us this land. Each time we win a battle, you give us this land. Cause that shit, that's actually my house. That I actually lived there before you came and conquered it. So I will fight this battle, but can we get it back afterwards? I gave it to you. So the bandit army, but I'm saying the bandit army were the people that ruled those lands before Queen conquered. That's what I'm saying. So, you can take this idea. It's a good one. And if you're still watching this, as I broke that whole thing down, and some of it just came out. Because sometimes on your way to making a masterpiece, certain shit just, certain ideas come off. They bounce off of other ideas. You know what I'm saying? Not a good analogy, but whatever. This is for you, my nigga. You can take this. or you can leave it in the dust. But what you're not about to do is make an inferior version of what I'm talking about. Just let it go. If you don't use my shit, then don't bring it up no more. Don't bring Kanki's past up no more. Don't try to explain nothing. Because my shit is going to be the dopest shit on the block. So, I still love Kingdom, but I have to critique it. And here's my proof that people not feeling it. I'm one of the few Kingdom reactioners on YouTube that react to your mighty manga. And during the battle, when we was getting into those battles, during Kanki and Shin and Molten was fighting, and they was doing their thug dizzle, right? I was getting over 1,000 views each video. But once you start trying to give us this flashback, and trying this Saki clan shit. And I knew people was excited at first with the Saki clan, because the first time they mentioned the Saki, it was still at 1,000 views. But as we got to going back to these flashbacks, I can barely reach 200 views. And that's letting you know. And then everybody in the comment section agree on me. I don't like this. We don't like this. Make it better. Don't talk about it at all. Just making Kanki look lesser than what he was before. I know he's supposed to take an L, but even if he took an L, I wouldn't be like, oh, I can't believe it. I'm just saying, Raboku did what he always did. He brought a missing army. He always do that fucking shit. He killed Oki with that. You think he ain't gonna kill you with the man? Fuck that nigga Raboku. But 32 minutes, people, man. So it's your boy Kenji. Subscribe, comment, like, share. Do all the thug dizzle. I'm out.